But you had a great idea too. What kind of ideas? What kind of other?
Yeah. So
you explain it.
Well, the way I kind of looked at it was like some of these characters have already existed in the MCU, or I want to see a new, or they've already existed in live action. And I want to see a new version of them. One of them is a continuation, but the other one I kind of got weird with it because I really liked what you were doing with your choices. So I was like, okay, let me dig into Marvel lore and do some, digging on that.
I'll tell you what I did, yeah.
But first, I think I would like to see Ghost Rider. I think that could be...
Who is the guy who's saying he wants to be Ghost Rider?
Ryan Gosling, I think, Ryan Gosling.
Okay, now let me ask you...
Which I think would be a great Danny Ketch.
Let me ask you this. You think he'd make a great Danny Ketch?
Yeah, because we've already seen Johnny Blaze.
I know, but I think he's old. Gosling's old enough now to be like a young Johnny Blaze, younger. And then you could kind of tweak the timeline a little bit by having Danny Ketch introduced.
Or have both of them. Ghost Riders. Just add an S. Either way, But
would you rather have regardless of which one he plays, would you rather have a Ryan Gosling Ghost Rider movie franchise, possibly, or a Marvel Spotlight show? And would he do a show? You know what I mean?
If it was Ryan Gosling, it would be a movie.
Yeah.
And I would see it because I think Gosling is one of the few movie stars where if he's in something, I'm like, oh, I'll watch that.
Let me so let's back up so you can...
I'm not saying Tom Cruise level.
No, I know, but let's back up so we can talk about what you were thinking about for Ghost Rider in the beginning, because I totally cut you off at the
No. I guess really all I was thinking was I really could be okay with any of them, whether it's Johnny or Danny or Robbie.
What about the Old West Ghost Rider, the dude dressed all in white?
Or call it Ghost Riders and just do a timeline of Ghost Riders, dude. That's a Marvel Spotlight.
And
show.
you have a
each episode is a period
the Ghost
piece.
Rider from 1 million BC riding.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Do Robbie Reyes story. Do a Johnny Blaze story. Ghost Riders.
Make it a cartoon.
Ghost Riders on the Storm. Riders on the Storm. Shut up, Jim.
Into this world we're thrown.
Their dog without a bone.
Vector all alone.
But I'm hyped. Kevin, just give us a shot.
Why don't you just give us a goddamn shot?
Ghost Riders. And we tell the story. Each episode is a self-contained story.
We talk about how at some point Zarathos, the original Ghost Rider demon, made a pact with Mephisto that he would be able to inhabit a host at all times, so that whenever his host died, he can just have a new body. We'll talk about how it's been throughout time. And we can even tie it into the... You know what? We can even tie it into Secret Wars, because I'm already there, bro.
You know what? Write this down. We're gonna make an episode where we pitch Ghost Riders.
Hey,
yeah.
Okay.
Jot this down.
What are we writing down?
I hate you.
Dude, you know what? Dude,
all right, next one.
The Foley art on this project is fucking insane.
Okay, anyway. Will you knock it? Why? The bit is dead.
Oh, I just like clicking a pen. So
all right, so the next one I had was the continuation of John Barenthal's The Punisher.
Okay. I never saw the Netflix show. I watched the first episode and I got bored.
And you know what? I think with the Spotlight, I don't think they need to marry it to miniseries. I think make a movie. Make a one-shot Punisher movie for...
How long was Werewolf by Night? An hour?
Yeah. You don't need to get rid of the special presentations because this holiday special was an hour. Just fucking make I would say feature length, a 90-minute, 2-hour movie, but make him I feel like it's a missed opportunity to not do just movies. Do one shots. You already have that name.
Yeah, I hear you.
So
what else were you looking at?
The one that I really got excited about, Ghost Riders, although I think might take the cake. I was looking deep in the lore, and I was like, wait a minute. What about, I was like, oh, yeah, Deathlock. DEATHLOK. and it is Deathlock the Demolisher.
I'm a very big fan of Deathlock.
Deathlock is actually
huge fan.
Yeah, it's a mantle. So what it is yes, it is kind of like RoboCop, and it is dead bodies that are resurrected by cybernetics, and it's just really cool. And you could now the only issue I'd have is how could you make it like I don't know if you can make it work because you have to set it in the future.
Right. Well, here's the thing.
Way in the future.
So in the comics, generally, it's regarded that Deathlock is is a product of an alternate timeline, and he generally doesn't interact too much with real Marvel continuity. Now, that all changed when there was a whole thing about when Aaron was doing his run on Avengers, and I showed you how that all ended with like the one Loki or whatever, Loki 1 or whatever his name was. He was like the Prime Loki, and he was like the Prime Avenger or whatever. But that whole thing was there was a squad of Deathlocks from the future that I don't want to say Kang, but somebody from the future made a squad of Deathlocks to come back in time and like kill all these heroes. And so that was a thing, but then they realized at the end of the story that the Deathlocks were trying to protect the fortress at the end of time or whatever. I can't remember all of it, but basically what I'm saying is that generally Deathlock is not a part of the regular Marvel continuity in general, as far as I know. I don't know if they've done miniseries where he does, but
I kind of like what you
does.
said of like doing it animated. Like that would be cool. Like
That'd be,
outside of What If. Like okay, so I like What If, but I really hope that they expand animation and do other things. So something like Deathlock would be fucking rad.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I would be into that.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it or if you'd want to. Again, because he's just generally not in the regular Marvel continuity, like how would you you'd be able to, obviously they can do anything, they can write it however they want, but they could somehow make it like kind of a Terminator style. A little bit.
Make him fight the Devil Slayer. I don't know. But yeah, I could dig it as Terminator.
I mean, because
he comes back to our time.
Yeah, he would have to. That's kind of how he's ever interacted with regular Marvel continuity, as far as I know. I could be wrong. I don't know every inch and speck of Marvel continuity. I know a lot of it, but certainly most of the aughts I kind of missed. And there's stuff that happened there that I don't really give a shit about. Late 90s also. But yeah, the last time, when I got into Deathlock, he was not in Marvel.
All right, Tyler, you had a couple.
A couple? Shit.
I'd say limited to one, because the one you have is, I think you guys.
Limited to one?
No, I mean, instead of,
Oh. I
think that should just be one. And this should be what we talk about, because I want to talk about this. You were saying...
So first, the first thing that came to my mind, my first instinct...
You can talk about both, I'm kidding.
The first thing, my instinct was Warriors 3, who got fucking jobbed in the Thor movies, dude. They got fucking jobbed.
Yeah.
All right, and you'd have to remake that, because Stevenson is dead. Ray Winston is dead, and he was... what's his name? And
Zachary
then
Levi's maybe doing more Shazam shit. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? And then there was a guy who played Hogan. I can't remember. That was my first instinct, because I was trying to think of like a group. I was trying to think of a character or characters that is kind of beloved by fans, but not really like huge in the minds of like mainstream audiences. And that would be one for me, because you could do a Thor type of movie and whatnot, but without Thor, and you could make it more like like the old ancient like Norse
and get back into like doing
shit.
The Cosmo shit.
Sure, fucking why not, dude?
The Cosmo shit was some of the best parts of the Infinity Saga.
Yeah. And then my other one is that I'm tired of waiting for some fucking director to get off his ass and make a fucking Beta Ray Bill, and I'm tired of these directors.
Or at least put him in a Thor movie.
I'm tired of these directors taking these characters and kind of making them throwaway. And one of them, again, I'll fucking say it again, Adam Warlock, you kind of threw him away.
Yeah.
You fucking definitely... Who was the other character they fucking jobbed, dude? Oh, fuck, I can't remember it now. But Beta Ray Bill, I'm tired of waiting for people to fuck it up. So make it into a series. Have it that Thor meets him like in one of, have it be between Love and Thunder and are they making a fifth one?
Yeah.
Okay, so have it be between Love and Thunder and the fifth one, and have it be that have it be somehow that Sif and Thor are on a fucking mission with whatever, and he loses Stormbreaker, and like have that be a part, like, Beta Ray Bill like saves his life.
It's gonna be him and Love and Sif.
Whatever, dude.
Dude,
but
there's your Warriors 3.
No, maybe, but no, I don't want Thor and Love involved in this story. I just want them involved to bring Stormbreaker, and then it has to be a Sif. You say Thor so much. Thor and Thif. Sora and Thif.
Thif of a Thor.
You gotta be Thif and Thor. I don't mean to make people have fun of people who make of this.
I'm sorry. It's
So
just,
Beta Ray
why do
Bill
you sound so creepy?
Beta Ray Bill has to be a love story with him and Sif, because that's the way it is in the comics. And if you use the
And he's such an interesting character.
dude, he's so fucking cool, man.
The whole horse thing and like.
But the way that they've made Thor in the MCU now, I don't want him involved in the Beta Ray Bill story. He has to be to give him Stormbreaker, and that's it.
I think
he saves Thor's dumbass, and then like he rewards him with Stormbreaker, because Odin's dead anyway, so he can't make a. In the comics, Odin.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Odin makes it.
But Odin's not around anymore
because Beta Ray Bill is one of the few characters that can.
Well,
lift
no,
Mjolnir.
they're supposed to fight to the. So Beta Ray Bill grabs the hammer, and he becomes Thor. And then when Odin gets pissed at Thor for staying on Earth too long, he calls up Thor, and it's Beta Ray Bill. So then he calls up Donald Blake too, because he's reverted to Donald Blake. That was back when.
Ugh, that's so dumb.
I'm aware. That was back when if he didn't hold it for 60 seconds, he turned back. Yeah, I know.
You gotta piss? Oh, hold on, I gotta go.
So Odin brings them both up, and he's like, "Okay, what's this?" And Beta Ray Bill tells him his story, and he was horribly disfigured by the race that he's sworn to protect, because these demons are coming after him, and so he was the only one left, and everybody else is in a deep sleep above his spaceship, the Scuttlebutt. And so he says, "I won this hammer, and I'm going to use it to defend my people." And Odin's like, "No, you got to fight Thor to the death." And they do, but Thor, instead of letting Thor die, he saves him. Odin rewards him with a brand new hammer that gives him the powers of Thor.
Thor's back to Thor.
And then they actually all just go and fucking fuck up these demons, because it's like, fuck it, because they end up coming to Earth. They're actually from Muspelheim, and they're a big part of Surtur's deal, and that's how Odin dies the first time in the comics.
And you can't really do that because you've already used Surtur.
You've already done Ragnarok in the movies, and that sucks because the Ragnarok in the comics is fucking badass. I mean, we're talking like every character in the Marvel Universe got involved. It was a very quiet, what's the word?
What's your next one?
Let's jump one. Let's go to Cloak and Dagger. They did, what was it, Freeform?
Yeah.
They did a really interesting show, and I wouldn't mind bringing those two characters back, although they might be too old. I don't know how young you want to make the Cloak and Dagger characters. When they're introduced, I believe they're supposed to be between 13 and 15 years old. And, street kids that were kidnapped and then given illegal drugs for whatever reason that ended up giving them these powers. And then I don't know if they're heroin addicts, or I don't know if that is part of it or whatever, but they're definitely street level. And that would be one I think that would work in like a 6-issue or a 6, listen to me. Mm-hmm. You're not doing that right now.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Even I know that looked really cool, but you better not, man. You got all day.
Sorry, I was looking at porn.
All day tomorrow. But Cloak and Dagger would definitely work for like a street level. Kingpin would work, I think, just because if you really wanted to dive into that more. Although I think they got really into it really well and did it really, really well in the Daredevil Netflix series. I don't think you need to do anything with Kingpin. But that could be one if you wanted to flesh that out more. And I know Vincent D'Onofrio loves playing the character, so why the fuck not? Another one of mine was Speedball, and he was an interesting character from the New Warriors. He would be more of a comedic. His power is that he's got kinetic energy, so he really can't be like hit. If he's hit, he just bounces off of everything, and that's why he calls himself Speedball. He's not like really into coke and heroin. That's not why they call him Speedball. But that could be kind of a funny, or Slapstick is another character from Marvel Comics. These two last ones I think would be really interesting because you could go a number of different ways with them. First one is the Hand. And I got really into the Hand because of the Punisher Marvel series, the mini-series that basically wrapped up the Punisher story that just ended with, I think it was Jason Aaron, right?
Yeah.
And you could do something like an ancient, I don't know, if you wanted to, you could really just make it like, I don't know, you could do something really gothic and like Kurosawa with it, like ancient, like kind of Seven Samurai type of shit with the Hand, and make it like, you know, all in subtitled Japanese. And I mean, you could really do some crazy shit with it.
Yeah, you
could
could
go
make it
any
like
number
a
of
fucking
ways.
70s like samurai movie. Like, oh yeah,
Right? That could be
That'd
a
be
special
cool.
presentation, right? Feige, are you listening, motherfucker?
I would love to see the Rise of the Hand.
Are you listening? Is he listening to us?
Feige?
I want to yell at him like Regis
Who am
Philbin.
I going to send this to?
I don't know.
Give us Ghost Riders and give us
The Rise of the Hand.
Hand. The Rise of the Hand.
And here's a third one you're going to give us. And we'll take Beta Ray Bill too.
Or Beta Ray.
This one I think would be really great because you could do it in a way. Did you ever watch Legion?
I only saw one episode.
But you remember the style?
I know what it. Yeah, it's like that weird, like cerebral.
So
surreal.
take that, and kind of marry it with the flashback scenes in X-Men 2. That kind of psychological, kind of what's real and what's not. You don't necessarily have to have Logan in it.
Okay.
You could have
Sabretooth.
You could have Sabretooth. You could have Omega Red. You could have Cyber. You could have
What are you talking about exactly?
Weapon X.
Yes, Weapon.
The
X.
Weapon X program. Cyber is some douchebag that they introduced in the 90s.
Even call it the Weapon X program. Make it like super like.
I think you just call it Weapon X. Or no, Weapon Plus. Cuz that's what it's officially referred to in the comics. No, because they had like what's his name?
I like Weapon
Why don't you
X.
shut your mouth?
You agree with me or you shut it.
Phantom X, I believe, is like they did in X-Force. They did this really cool storyline where they went after all the Weapon X, and it was revealed that Weapon X wasn't the letter X; it was Weapon 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and it was really cool because they have like Weapon 11 and 12 and 13, and like they're all these insanely like technological, like, you know, amalgamations of like Omega level mutants, like designed to like, it's fucking crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. It was a really cool storyline.
I'm interested to see.
But that was where like Phantom X came from and shit. Phantom X is an interesting character.
Well, I'm interested to see what they're gonna do, with anything related to the X-Men and the mutants, because there has to be some sort of shift in where you have to somehow merge the things with the Marvels into the MCU. But that's a different conversation for a different day.
Different kind of session for a different kind of
I also
weird.
wouldn't mind an X-Force show, like an X-Force miniseries.
That would be cool, but you
But
have
it-
to
and
introduce the
it's-
characters first.
And here's the thing. You wouldn't have to have the usual lineup. You wouldn't have to have Deadpool and Wolverine and all that.
In the original like X-Force lineup, I believe was Cable, Deadpool. Cable, Domino, Cannonball, Boom Boom, Sunspot, Shatterstar, Feral, and I think Thunderbird, which is Thunderbird 2 or 3. He was the younger brother of the dude James Proudstar who died in the very first original. Do you remember when the X-Men came back and they were all like, you know, multinationals?
Yeah.
They had like, you know, Storm and Peter from Germany or from Russia, and Nightcrawler from Germany and all that shit. James Proudstar was Thunderbird, and he died like on their very first mission. It's always been a point of contention. Yeah. But that was generally the original lineup of X-Force when the New Mutants ended, and then X-Force #1 came out. In the Marvel Strike Force game, the lineup is Cable, Deadpool, Domino, Weapon 23, and what's her name? Teenage Time Bomb. What's her name? She's in the Deadpool movies.
Negasonic Teenage
Warhead. Yeah. So that's the X-Force lineup in the Strike Force.
Yeah,
game.
but I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy aren't really the original Guardians of the Galaxy. So,
ooh.
one.
So, by the way, X-23, not Weapon 23. I don't know what I was talking about. But you could do an original Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm talking about the one that the original one, like Vance Astro and fucking Martin X and Charlie 27. I think it's 27. And Nikki something. And Yondu. Well, Yondu you couldn't do because he's already fucked up by the MCU. Thanks, James Gunn. And who's the other guy?
Sloppy.
Yeah, Sloppy.
Sloppy toppy.
So the Guardians of the Galaxy in the very an alternate timeline of the Marvel Universe, the Badoon, a horrible reptilian race of conquerors, space conquerors. They've basically destroyed everything in the universe except for Earth, except for the solar system of Earth. By then, the entire solar system is colonized. So, like, Charlie 27 is from Jupiter. That's why he's big, so he can handle the pressure of Jupiter, which is dumb. Martin X is from Mercury, and he's all crystalline, so he can survive, which is dumb because nothing can. It's really poorly thought out by the science of the time. Okay, but the point is, all of this is that they resist when Badoon come to destroy the solar system, and they're the last line of defense against on Earth.
Yeah.
And in the comics in the 90s, it's after they end up getting the Badoon to run away.
Badoon.
The Badoon, bay me,
right.
bay you.
Let's move it on to the next topic.
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.